Hi.
Mrs. Rittenhouse.
You. Wow. Oh, Captain Spaulding, how are you?
Tell me, are you alone?
Captain, I don't understand.
What, you don't understand being alone? Don't give me that innocent stuff or you'll be alone.
Well,
A big cluck like you turning cute on me. Mrs. Rittenhouse.
yes.
Oh, pardon me. You've been affected like this yourself, haven't you, at times?
Oh, no, Captain.
Well, you will be. Mrs. Rittenhouse, ever since I've met you, I've swept you off my feet. Something has been throbbing within me. Oh, it's been beating like the incessant tom-tom in the primitive jungle. Something that I must ask you.
What is it, Captain?
Would you wash out a pair of socks for me?
Captain, I'm surprised.
Well, it may be a surprise to you, but it's been on my mind for weeks. It's just my way of telling you that I love you, that's all. I love you.
Captain,
I'm
Mrs.
awfully
Whitehead.
fond of you.
I
I've
beg
never...
your pardon.
There's never been...
I beg your pardon. Am I intruding?
Are you intruding? Just when I had her on the 5-yard line. I should say you are intruding. Pardon me. I was using the subjunctive instead of the past tense. Yes, we're away past tense. We're living in bungalows now. This is a mechanical age, of course.
Mrs. Whitehead, you haven't met Captain Spaulding, have you?
Why, no, I haven't. How are you?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
And how are you? That leaves you one up. Did anyone ever tell you you had beautiful eyes?
No.
Well, you have. And so have you. He shot her a glance. Has a smile played around his lips. Yes, I don't think I've ever seen 4 more beautiful eyes in my life. Well, 3 anyway. You know, you 2 girls have everything. You're tall and short and slim and stout and blonde and brunette. And that's just the kind of a girl I crave. We 3 would make an ideal couple. Why, you've got beauty, charm, money. You have got money, haven't you? Because if you haven't, we can quit right now.
The captain is charming, isn't he?
I'm fascinated.
I'm fascinated, too. Right on the arm. Fascinated. Wham-wham. If I were Eugene O'Neill, I could tell you what I really think of you 2. You know, you're very fortunate the Theater Guild isn't putting this on. And so is the Guild. Pardon me while I have a strange interlude. Why, you couple of baboons? What makes you think I'd marry either one of you? Strange how the wind blows tonight. It has a thin, eerie voice that reminds me of poor old Marsden. How happy I could be with either of these 2 if both of them just went away. Well, what do you say, girls? What do you say? Will you marry me?
But, Captain, which one of us?
Both of you. Let's all get married. This is my party. Party. Here I am talking of parties. I came down here for a party. What happens? Nothing. Not even ice cream. The gods look down and laugh. This would be a better world for children if the parents had to eat the spinach. Well, what do you say, girls? What do you say? Are we all going to get married?
All of us?
All of us.
But that's bigamy.
Yes, and it's big of me, too. It's big of all of us. Let's be big for a change. I'm sick of these conventional marriages. 1 woman and 1 man was good enough for your grandmother, but who wants to marry your grandmother? Nobody. Not even your grandfather. Think of the honeymoon, strictly private. I wouldn't let another woman in on this. Well, maybe 1 or 2, but no men. I may not go myself.
Are you suggesting companionate marriage?
Well, it's got its advantages. You could live with your folks, and I could live with your folks. And you could sell full of brushes. Living with your folks. Living with your folks, the beginning of the end. But I am dead yesterday, shutting out beautiful tomorrows. Hideous stumbling footsteps creaking along the misty corridors of time. And in those corridors I see figures. Strange figures. Weird figures. Steel 186, Anaconda 74, American Can 138. Well, let's see, where were we? Oh, yes, we were about to get married. Well, what do you think? Do you think we really ought to get married?
I think marriage is a very noble institution.
It's the foundation of the American home.
Yes, but the trouble is you can't enforce it. It was put over on the American people while our boys were over there. And while our girls were over here. You know that I've been waiting at the bottom of these stairs for years for just such a moment as this?
Why, Captain, where are you going?
I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're going to have to postpone the wedding for a few days. Maybe for a few years. Before I get married, I'm going to sow a couple of wild oats.
The Captain's so amusing.
Isn't he charming?